r/AskReddit, what is something your parents did that you'll never forgive them for? Medicating me for being depressed about their divorce and neglect. The drugs ruined my health and life, and it was all because they blamed my response and not their own actions that caused them. Don't you love parents who ignore your pain but attack you because they don't like you coping? Same. Depression drugs really messed, and continue to, mess with me. My parents pushed for them, but they don't know they're the reason I am depressed. Abandoning me. Mom did drugs and dad had too many kids to keep up. Though I am the firstborn, I think it's what motivates me to be the best mom I can be. They did teach me one thing. And it's what not to do. My mother told me she was going to slit my cat's throat and cook him for my breakfast. It didn't happen, but I was hysterical for a week. She hated my father, her ex, and took it out on me. All my friends loved her and told me how lucky I was. She had good cover. Holy shit, that's so fucked up. I'm sorry. Ignoring me for the first 15 years of my life, then trying to parent me when they finally had time. They then derailed my plans for college, saying I was needed at home, with no reason jib. Finally, having the audacity to kick me out of the house when they were tired of me. Fuck people that treat people and their kids like accessories. I sort of think capitalism raising narcissism is to blame. Some people live their entire lives never accepting the truth about their behavior. For my entire life, 34F, my mother insisted I was never sexually assaulted, only to confess over a phone call while I was in rehab that she knew it happened when I was 7 and she forgave him and is still involved in her life. My dad mentally abused and strangled my mom, and when they got divorced he started mentally abusing me instead. I hope you are far away from that person now, take care. Same exact thing happened to me. When I was 14 my mom finally got a restraining order. After, he would call me daily to remind me that he wanted to kill my mom and himself. Lasted a few years until I finally went no contact. My mom put down our dog without telling us and then told us that it was our fault we weren't there with him in his final moments. Me and my brother were crushed. You'll never forget that day. My mom wasn't that bad. She said she was taking the cat to the vet because he was sick, and I made her promise not to put him to sleep until after I said goodbye. I came home to hear how he was and she was positively gleeful. Her life was better with the cat dead. A few things, but the first one that comes to mind is smoking inside. My mom and stepdad both did. It was awful and embarrassing. We never had friends over because of it. I got constant headaches and it is essentially what started my OCD. I stunk of cigarette smoke all the time. It was definitely embarrassing. I despise cigarettes now, LOL. I had a personal trainer who was really friendly and I actually felt connected to them. During the sessions I was motivated and felt supported throughout my fitness journey. A few months in, they were struggling and offered to train me for a cheap price than the gym was offering. I agreed. My parents found out, told the gym, and they fired him. What the fuck, K? That's messed up. I'm so incredibly sorry this happened to you. Coming from a French-speaking hardcore Catholic family, they kinda went crazy when I announced I was marrying an English-speaking Jew. I haven't talked to them for about 17 years or so. I told my parents I needed therapy for my suicidal thoughts. They knew it was because I felt my queerness didn't meld with their religion, so they sent me to a Christian therapist who tried to convert me from being gay, instead of trying to accept me. My mom has said a lot of horrible shit and has physically abused me. I know now she was doing her best for a kid that was a handful to say the least, but it made me feel like I'm worth nothing. At the same time I was being sexually abused by someone else, so that ripped the last sense of my worth. My mom is responsible for many of my darkest moments, but also I wouldn't be standing here today if not for her. My parents were good to me. It's myself I can't forgive. I wish I had treated them better. They explained that there won't be Christmas meal that year. Because my mother is too old to cook. Having takeaway is too costly. She wants nobody in her kitchen. And COVID restriction forbid to be that much together, last year. Then they had Christmas meal at my brother with and the in-laws. It was the last time I had Christmas with them. Locked me in a hot car for hours to go gamble, more than once. Even after I begged her to stop taking me there, she'd still do it and make me swear to not tell anyone. One of her close friends would come on these trips with us sometimes. Also, she would constantly smoke around me, in the house, in the car, while doing my laundry as a child. I smelled like smoke all the time and I got headaches from it, and she would ignore me and keep smoking even after I told her to smoke bothered me. My father told 15-year-old me I'd never make anything of myself without him because I didn't want to live with him. I haven't spoken to him in over a decade. I just graduated with a 2:1. Lost my debit card during boot camp, so I sent a replacement card home. Once I graduated, I went home to visit and found out my dad drained my account of every penny. He also put a medical charge in my name when I was 17 without telling me, so at 19 I was broke and my credit was screwed. Never got an apology. You mean the bank sent you a new card and your dad opened and used it? Made me sit in a room with the judge to talk about which I want to live with because they couldn't figure their own shit out. They still use me to get back at each other. Made me sit in a room with the judge and listen as one said they couldn't look after me and the other said they didn't want me. And then had me hang around outside by myself while they decided what would happen. I was 8. They generally did their best, but I busted my ass academically all the way up to high school graduation, to where I even won a state recognition award. I was the only one on stage at the award ceremony that no one was there for. They defended that they didn't know it was that important, so they didn't go. Congrats on the academic part. Never had the guts to finally step out and get to university or wherever, but I admire that you did it all in spite of their neglect of carrying on your same level. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.